One of the biggest myths that you'll hear in the workplace is that the business case for diversity has been established. And this simply isn't true. Keep watching to learn what I mean by this and how you can avoid being misled. I'm Dr. Jonathan Ashong Lamptey, and I'm on a mission to help 1 million people like you make your workplace more inclusive. Get your pen and paper ready, because in this episode, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you shouldn't believe them when they say the business case for diversity has been established. The first reason is they're not very specific about what they mean. When they say diversity, do they mean gender diversity? Do they mean racial diversity? What about neurodiversity? Because they're not clear, we don't know what they mean, and it means that their claims remain very generic. And it's not just about defining diversity, it's about defining the business case. Are they talking about profits? Are they talking about sales? Are they talking about productivity? A lot of these claims lack detail, and that means we don't understand what they mean. The second reason is that the research is contradictory. Now, you may find this hard to believe, but most people who talk about the business case for diversity talk about single studies and not the broader body of research. A great example of this is the famous McKinsey report. Now, this is the most widely referenced and widely misrepresented report that I've ever encountered. Now, I play a game. Whenever I go to an event, I listen to people talk about the McKinsey report, and I count the amount of times that it's misrepresented. Now, this study found a relationship between gender and racial diversity and company profits. But if you actually read the report clearly says that they don't know which one causes the other. I've never heard anyone acknowledge this in public. And this is why people misrepresent the business case for diversity. So now you're thinking, okay, so what does the research say? Well, the Government Equalities Office in the UK has done this work for us. They looked at all the research and assessed the business case for diversity. Now, this study found that there was a business case for equality and diversity. And they said, and I'm going to quote this, "However, this was not for all firms at all times, and there was no single approach to solving this problem." Once again, this tells us that there is no one size fits all. What works for your organization may not work for another, and vice versa. Now, some of you are thinking, that was over 5 years ago. And you're right, but I haven't seen anything that contradicts that report. And if you have, you should share it with the rest of us. The third and final reason that you shouldn't believe them is that people rarely have a business case for diversity for their own organization. Keynote speakers stand up in front of people talking about the business case for diversity, but what they very rarely do is explain what it looks like in their own specific company. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe there is a business case for diversity, but when we talk about it generically, when we make all of these assumptions, it undermines all the work that we're doing to prove that diversity and inclusion can change the workplace. I'm a chartered accountant, so I really understand the need for a business case. But what we need is more rigor to understand how this works in each and every organization. So let's wrap this up. What are the key messages here? You shouldn't believe anyone who claims that the business case for diversity has been established if, 1, they can't speak about the business case or diversity in specific terms, 2, they ignore the research that contradicts their claims, and 3, they don't have specific examples of a business case for themselves. So what's your business case? Let us know what your experience is in the comments below. If you want to learn more, make sure you subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you don't miss out on anything new. Leave your questions, comments, and thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next episode.